Hello, Cancer. This is your divinatory reading for August 2015. Cancer, I feel you feel everything. You're understanding. You're good at expressing emotions, more so than a lot of people. Excuse my precious Bella May. Hello, Bella May. Come here, baby. Yesterday it was Thomas, today it's Bella. They're always saying hello. They like to say hello to the people. Don't you, Bella? Yeah, my precious Bella May just turned a year on the 15th. So she's no longer a puppy anymore. Okay, this is the 4th of 6 in working on a new format. Okay, so I didn't want to give up the titles. I want to try to teach you as I tell you. So I have made some cards, and let me know how you like them. Right there is the glyph for the sun, and you also see the glyph right there for Leo. So it tells what planets are home and what signs, and help you learn. So in the month of August, we are going to have the sun in Leo. And Leo falls into your second house, and that's earnings, wealth, possessions. Now, when we talk about doing a general reading, it is because we are putting your sign in the ascendant position. The ascendant is your time of birth. So as I'm doing this, it might not ring true because your ascendant is in a different sign. So it's best to go and look at that sign for the planetaries, where the planets are falling into your houses. Okay? But general reading for Cancer, Cancer ascendant. Okay? The sun in August is going to be starting out in Leo, and it's at home in Leo. The sun is at home in Leo. There's your glyphs matching up. Pride, self-confidence, love. In the second house, the sun's shining on your possessions, on your earnings, on your wealth. And we know how that Leo likes to roar sometimes. Oh, excuse me. I even put a peppermint in my mouth so my mouth wouldn't get dry and I wouldn't have to cough. And guess what? Excuse me while I take a drink of tea. I don't do alcohol. You often wonder why they call alcohol spirits. And then when you do paranormal photography, you find out that, there's spirits out there. So what spirit do you put in you? Is it good or is it bad? Okay, the new moon. The new moon is also going to be, new moon, new beginnings, it's also going to be in Leo, in your second house. That's the 14th. New beginnings with Cashola gonna be coming in around the 14th. The full moon is going to be in Pisces at 6 degrees on the 29th. Now, not only is it in Pisces, but it's a super full moon. Okay? Higher learning in the 9th house, spiritual quests, Pisces, sensitivity, intuition, psychic. What are things that are not working? That's what a full moon is good for. What are things that you are going to let go of? Or are you completing that spiritual quest? have you found a whole lot of information that you are now going to be teaching and sharing with other people? Mercury. Mercury, that sign of communications. Mercury starts out the month in Leo. I told you there's going to be a whole bunch in Leo going on. Okay, so it starts out in Leo, and then on the 8th it moves to Virgo, and the 3rd house, Virgo, more organized, and then it moves down to 0 degrees of Libra on the 28th. So Mercury is going to flow, but communications, whereas it starts out at the beginning of the month being more boastful, it's going to get more calm down. You're going to get more organized in your communications. You are going to be a little bit more trusting in your communications. And at the end of the month, it's going to be a little bit more balanced, the communications. Okay, I'm thinking about it. I'm getting it organized. Say what you mean what you say. Don't say it mean. But Mercury is going to be passing through your communications, and get it out. Get it out. You know, especially when you're dealing with your family. That looks to be a biggie. Communications with your family. Okay, so that was Mercury. Up here I gave Mars before Venus. Mars, I guess, really wants to come out there. I mean, it is ruled by, you see Aries and Scorpio. See the glyphs on there? It's like, bam! You know, it'll push Venus just right out of the way. So Mars, it starts out the month in Cancer, down here. And then it's going to be moving up into Leo at 0 degrees on the 9th. So it's moving up. It's moving up. And then they're going to be conjunct. Both Mercury, or I'm sorry, Mars, well, I mean, Mercury's in there, but Mars and also Venus. We were talking about Venus and Mars pushing Venus out of the way. Well, they're going to be conjunct at 14-degree Leo on September 1st. Here's Venus. Venus is that goddess of love. Now, Venus is retrograde. You see what we're talking about? Venus retrograde at the bottom? Where it's laziness, drama, focusing on money. Well, Venus does like wealth and possessions. Venus already does like money. And Venus is going to be concentrating on it because it's in your 2nd house. You know, it's in your wealth house this month. So, being that it's going to be Mars and Venus, it's like love your work. You know, do what you love to make money, and your blessings will grow. Your financial blessings will grow. Okay. Now we have Jupiter. Jupiter that multiplying. Jupiter that multiplying is going to be in Leo. Remember what I said about everything jamming going on there in Leo? I mean, we put Mercury up there, but I mean, we got it all. Beginning of the month, we're really banging. Okay, Leo is really roaring in your 2nd house of earnings, wealth, possessions. Okay, so the beginning of the month, you're roaring with money. Okay, you're really talking about money, but just be careful in the communications. Remember, Leo can be a little bit more boastful, so don't be boasting too much or putting your money, well, yeah, I was going to say putting your money where your mouth is, but your mouth is going to be running pretty good, and it looks like you're making a few dollars. So, yeah, just say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean. And cash flow looks really good for August. Now, we have Saturn. Saturn is that teacher, and it is retrograde in Scorpio. You know, the deep dark, but it's only retrograde on the 1st, and it goes direct on the 2nd. And even though it goes direct, it's still at 28 degrees of Scorpio. So you see what we're talking about at the bottom, where I have retrograde, slow for business, loss, depression, pain. And remember, I said that it's going direct. So building that structure, you know, the karma, the business restraint, yeah, you're going to be learning some lessons, but at least it's not retrograde. At least it's going direct. You know, much better that it go direct and give you a little bit of break, especially since it falls in your fun, your creativity, the sex, the children. It's been yeah, there's been a loss in that recently, and it's going to let up. It's going to let up. The pressure is going to let up. It's not going to feel quite as intense as it has been. Okay, Uranus. Uranus, unusual, unexpected. Now, in the sign of Aries, this is retrograde. Okay, so yeah, it's retrograding back to 19 degrees. I mean, Uranus takes a while to go around, but you see what the individual, nonconformist in a retrograde, and it's in Aries. And Aries is always first out of the box. You know, they got the courage, and that's falling in your 10th house. So the individual, the unexpected, what are you bringing to the table in your career? Are you bringing things that can help change the way other people see the world too? Okay, in your career, what unexpected, what surprises are you bringing to the table? Neptune. Neptune also is retrograde. And Neptune is usually the illusions and delusions. And it's in the sign of Pisces. But you see what it says down at the bottom? For retrograde, the truth is revealed. You have more psychic abilities. So don't deny, I mean, you have, but also everybody has more psychic abilities at this time. Okay, and that's falling down there in your higher learning, your spiritual quests. Are you looking to take more of those spiritual quests? Are you looking to go on a long distance travel? You know, it's like you've been talking about going, and you look at all this that's coming up over in here, and it's like, well, wait a minute, why can't I? Why can't I take a trip? If everything falls into place, go. Go. Don't hold yourself back. Now, Pluto. Transformation, death, rebirth. It's in Capricorn. And it's going to be in Capricorn for a while. And it's retrograde. And you see, it's dealing with inner fears. Okay? So, Pluto, what are you dealing with? Are you dealing with your inner fears in a way that is empowering, and it's not just it's not just hurting you, you know? I mean, that's a biggie. That's a biggie. Oops, sorry, Capricorn right there in your 7th house, and that's partnerships. You know, dealing with your partners. Is there an upheaval of some sort? What is the upheaval in the partnership? Remember, partnership, relationship, marriage, contracts. Okay, that's your 7th house. So, general reading for Cancer, for the astrological, where the planetary is happening in what house, and also for Cancer Ascendant. Now, I am going to be doing some tarot, and on the bottom, we have the 3 of Swords, the energy, what we have to put behind us, you know. We also see Saturn and Libra on those cards. Okay? What hurt? Swords, mental illness, communication, travel. What hurt, what pain, what sorrow do you need to look or put behind you? How do you need to look at things in order to put that behind you? Are you in sorrow because it is your loss, or are you happy because it is someone else's gain? Okay, we started out in the first house. The first house, we have the Nine of Wands. Wands is work. You know, you have great strength. You also see at the bottom the glyphs for the moon and also Sagittarius. You know, the fun loving, the moon. Are you actually starting to be a little bit happier? You know, are you being happy? Are you allowing yourself to be happy? You know, are you getting things together in your life in order to be happy? And the second house of wealth, possessions, finances, you have the Prince of Swords. Swords, mental illness, communication, travel, money in your second house. Remember, we got Leo going on in there. Uh, the Prince of Swords, also that younger, that younger man. You know, what are you putting behind? Did that younger man leave and go on to better things? Well, I guess that's what the sorrow you're putting behind. You know, the young man went on to better things. So don't grieve for your loss. Rejoice in their gain. Now, in the third house, you have the Five of Cups, the loss in pleasure. You also see Mars and Scorpio in there. And why are you crying over spilt milk? I mean, when you look at it, it's like all the cups are still upright. You know, there's a flower coming out of one, you know, blossoming from one in the middle. You're looking at your losses more than what you have left. And the one that you have left is really blooming and multiplying. Okay, you might not be able to see it. You know, Scorpio's there, so that's kind of like hidden. You know, working in behind the scenes. You know, yeah, it's in your third house of communications. It's with siblings. You know, siblings is also in there. Are you going to be patching up the loss in your family? And why is that? Why is that loss? You know, where is that loss? Okay, so in the fourth house, your fourth house of home, property, mother, sacred space, you have the Prince of Wands. And the prince being a younger man. And wands is work. Are you finding a younger man to come and help you fix your home? You know, Libra, in the sign of Libra. You know, the balance. You know, can you find a younger man to come and do some work that you need done? In the fifth house of fun, pleasure, children, sex, you have the eight of pentacles. You also see the sun and Virgo that is appearing in that. And it's prudence. Now, are you saving your pennies instead of blowing them? Saturn's right there too. You know, did you learn your lesson about blowing money, and you need to save your money a little bit more so than blow it? You know, are you spending money? Are you spending money wisely? Are you spending money on things that should be? And remember, wealth is not monetary. I say that, you know, there's an energy. You know, money has an energy the same way as you have an energy. It's just a different type of energy. Okay? So vibrate and bring things to you. Whether it is barter, you know, everyone has value. Everyone has value. You know, looking at your value. Now, in the 6th house, we have the Lovers. You're also seeing Gemini in there. The duality, the two people. Service, daily routine. Are you helping? Or are you working at a job that you really love, but it has no money attached to it, or not a lot of money attached to it? Or are you feeling that good feeling that you get when, excuse my precious Bellamy. Okay, sorry about that slight interruption again. The Lovers in the 6th house. Do you love your work? You know, if you don't love your work, then why are you still there? And, you know, the loss in pleasure, is that because you aren't communicating that you have certain needs that aren't being met? I mean, you've got to be the one who opens up. Now, here we have the Two of Wands in the partnership house. You also see that you have Mars and Aries in there. Partnerships. What is it that you have to, get a grip on? Well, not that you don't like having your grip, or is that what the problem is? You're feeling that you are losing that grip, and working hard to keep that partnership alive. In the 8th house, you have the 6th of Wands, and that is victory. And in the 8th house is other people's money, death, taxes, inheritance, also karmic relationships, and there's a victory. And you see Jupiter, and you see Leo, the glyphs in the cards, and your work is bringing some reward. Okay, so maybe that service work is bringing more reward than you had, you even had an idea that it would. In the 9th house, the 9th house of long distance travel, of higher learning, you have the Two of Cups, the love. You also see the glyphs of Venus and also Cancer in there. And would it be good just to learn? Would you feel good just learning about what goes on in foreign places rather than just hearing other people's opinions of it? Yes, books do have other people's opinions, but a picture paints 1,000 words, and sometimes a person can't say enough to cover. So go out and read some books. In the 10th house, you have the Ace of Cups. Aces are new beginnings. Cups are your emotions. And being that it is in the 10th house of your career, your status, and your father, what new things are you bringing? I mean, when you're looking at the beginning of the month, it's like, but so many good things are going on that you don't seem to be paying attention to the good things that are going on, and instead, looking at that sorrow that's behind you, that's beneath you. Okay? So starting it out, okay, yeah, you might have a little bit of crying that you have to do that you're getting over, but, get over it. Okay? Get over it if you want to be happy. Now here, in the 11th house, and these are your friends and associates, the Seven of Pentacles, and the success unfulfilled. And you also see that you have Saturn, and also there is Taurus. So in your friends, is that where a little bit of the of that suffering, the suffer that you're putting behind you, the sorrow? Is it friends that you have to put there because you have to, because they are taking too much. If you look at both of your 5th and also your 11th, those are both, fun, uh, fun, family, friends, okay? But you see both of them, there's a drain. Okay, pentacles might be money, but wealth isn't monetary, so it's an energy. So there is an energy drain dealing with family and friends, and the communication. So that's something that you'll have to identify. We're doing these as general readings, so you have to identify symbolically as to what it's saying instead of specifically. If I was doing a reading for you, it would be in the specific, okay? But because there's so many cancers out there, I can't do you all in one reading. So, as I said, check your ascendants and see what your ascendant sign is, and that way, astrologically, you'll find out what houses are being affected. And here, to finish it up, we have the Wheel of Fortune. What goes around comes around. And this is in your 12th house. And if you just remember what goes around comes around and you put out goodwill, then what are you worried about? Down at the bottom, you see the glyph of Jupiter, and Jupiter is multiplying. So just remember, what goes around comes around. And when you are putting out, especially with family and friends, are you putting out goodwill? And is that sorrow? Did you put out that goodwill, and if you didn't, you're sorrowful? Or if you put out that goodwill and it's not coming back in the manner that you expected, well, expectations are premeditated resentments. So what are you expecting? Are you expecting perfection when we know that we are not perfect? We might be working towards perfection, but I think that perfection occurs when we die. So, or at least, or at least I hope so. I hope I finally get it perfect. How about you guys? But as long as I know it's a continual process, then it should be a whole lot easier to deal with. So if you'd like a reading, let me know. I have a whole lot of different ones. Check out my website, and it will tell you, of course, GLoLady. And let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Isn't that how things are? Well, I started at the beginning by telling you about my teachers, so hopefully you'll go and check out my teachers. And you will like, share, and subscribe. And of course, comment. Let me know how you like how I've done the cards, because I have 2 more to go until I finally get that format worked out. And hopefully it will be able to teach you and help you live a happier, more joyful life. So, until September, see you, love you, bye.